Here comes a simple full site editing for WordPress tutorial for the initial setup. And tons of people complain about how hard it is or annoying it is because there's extra customization. In literally 15 minutes, I'm about to show you the initial setup. So this video is going to be part one of my WooCommerce tutorial, where I'm going to go right from scratch all the way to fully functioning store. But this is step one, not just for a WooCommerce store, but for any website that you want to build using WordPress. Look, it's open source. WordPress is heading into full site editing direction. It's getting better and better. It's easier, it's quicker, it's lightweight. Get in on it. And in this video, I'm going to show you that initial setup. It's not hard. You have to add some pages. You have to go and add a footer and a header. You have to set up a layout so that the pages know to follow that layout. You have to load in some images for your brands. You have to change some colors. You just have to click around a few times, add a navigation system to just get it all set up so that then you can sit in there and start to design slowly. It's easy to test, it's easy to preview, it's easy to click around how your website's looking as you build, and it's so affordable and it's so easy to use, and this one little setup video will just get you going. Enjoy the video, reach out, and give me a like and a subscribe, because I bridge the gap between marketing knowledge and technical skills. So I can teach you how to build sales funnels, online stores, simple little design tricks, but I also layer it in with marketing, with what you want to do, targeting specific audiences or driving traffic to your website. And then I layer in a level of basically just simplicity. I want it to work easy, I want it to work efficient, and you're going to get all of that from this channel. Boom, boom, enjoy and follow. Okay, here we go, sunshines. This is your familiar WordPress screen. I have done this so many times, I'm going to do it again. This build is going to be for a WooCommerce store. So even though it's a store, the initial setup is going to be the same as if it's just a sales funnel or a landing page or just a smaller, more simple website. What we're going to be doing, we're going to be adding the pages that we want to use. You can change them later. We're going to be installing the theme of choice. We are going to be adding a couple of basic plugins that I need. And again, you can come back later and add more plugins. And then under the editor, so this is going to be a WordPress full site editor tutorial, we are going to add our header and footer. They are called templates. And then we are going to add in just kind of the basic layouts that we're going to be using. So I'll just quickly show you what that looks like. If I click the editor, we're going to have to add templates and patterns. Sorry, the header and footer are going to be under patterns. The templates are going to be the page layouts. The styles are going to be for our colors. And then the last thing we need to do, or the first thing, the order doesn't matter. So we're just going to load in our media here. Okay, let's get after it. We are going to add my theme first. I don't like these themes. I'm going to be using the Ollie theme. So we're going to go add theme. We're going to search Ollie. There it is. We're going to install. And we're going to activate. So now I have my theme of choice. No need to keep these other ones sitting here. So I'm just going to click in and delete them. Boom, boom. Delete our other themes. You want to keep your installs as clean as possible, and having unnecessary plugins, unnecessary themes, not ideal. So there we go. We've got Ollie installed. We're going to go over to my plugins. We're going to add a plugin. I add lots down the road, but for now, I'm going to add the Green Shift plugin. This thing allows you to animate images, animate content with just a point and click, and it's free. In a previous video, I said if you're not using this plugin, something is wrong with you, and I'm still holding true to that. So we're going to activate that plugin. So now I've got my theme installed, my plugin installed. Now I'm going to go and add my pages. This is just a placeholder for now. So we want to always have a home page. Something to take note of, look at the template. So we have to actually come in and set this template up later, because the default template pages is going to display this title home. and I don't want to see the word home on my home page. I just want it to be my home page. But we can do that later because we actually have to set that template up. For now, it's just for placeholders. So I'm going to add all my pages. There's going to be a home page. There's going to be an FAQ page, and we're actually going to set up the FAQ page so that AI will start to search it and reference it down the road. It's kind of an SEO trick. We are going to add another page. This one is going to be the shop. This will be a placeholder because this is a WooCommerce. So obviously, depending on your use case, you wouldn't have a shop. And then usually just a contact page. That's a good place to start. If you realize you want extra pages or delete one, that's fine. This is just for placeholders. And again, I need to change those templates over anyways. But now I have some pages that I can set up for my navigation when I move forward. Let's just handle the media now. So I've got all of these temporary logos already saved to a folder. I'm going to drag and drop them all in. Easy peasy. WordPress is a content management system. You can install website builders if you want, but I just believe in the direction that they're heading. It's full site editor seems to be the way that they're heading. It's compact, it's fast, and it's easy to use. So I've got a whole bunch of variations of some cool logos that I can use, and I've preloaded in the actual file that has the colors saved so that I can add those into my styles. Okay, so media is loaded, pages are set up, my theme is installed, and the one plugin early for designing is installed. Later, I come in and add more, like an SEO plugin, for example. Now, this is where the majority of the work is going to be done early in your editor. So what we're going to do first is let's just add in these styles. And under styles, you can just kind of like control whatever you want. You can control the look, the font, whatever you want. You can play around with this a little bit later. It doesn't really matter what you select. So we will use that one. Let's review change and save it. But what we really want to do is be able to change these colors because I don't want to use these ones that they've got. Now, you certainly could follow what they say. Like you could have your brand color, your brand accent, your brand alt. All of these things certainly can be modified. I'm just going to go ahead and add in the colors anywhere so that I can just access them when I'm building a lot easier. So here are my colors. Let's do 6UCCAF. That's one of the colors right there. Brand accent doesn't really matter. Let's just that to a white. Brand alt. BAEADA. Very similar. And let's do alt accent. So I just got a couple of basic colors loaded. You always want to make sure that your contrast is how you want it. I like black and I like white. So I've got a couple of key colors here. 3 with 1 white and 1 black. Okay, yes, you could add other colors and stuff like that. This is just for me to quickly be able to add these styles in when I am building. So we're going to save that. You can always come back and change colors. You can always come in and change the typography and change all of these other little fancy things. I'm just going to leave it on standard for now. Go back into the editor. So my styles are done. My media is loaded. My patterns first. Doesn't matter the order here. So we want to actually go to my footer and header and just create something that looks a little better than the standard one. And then I always come in and tweak it down the road. So we're just going to add a stack for now. Simple stack. We're going to center. We're going to center. We are going to add a logo. I always like contrast here. So Let's add an image first. One of the more standard logos probably is this one. We're going to make that image a little bit smaller. Properties on the right now it's set to large. Let's go medium, and it's all of a sudden much nicer to look at. We're going to go into our stack, and this is where we could add fancy things like background color. So if you want to change the background color, you could use your preloaded colors and decide what you want, what looks best. Okay, and obviously simple contrast here is fine. I'm just going to keep it white for now. A couple of properties that I always like to clean up is I like to make sure there's no padding to start, and then I add it later. I like to make sure there's no margin to start, and I like to make sure my block spacing is down to 0. Okay, now something that's really easy to add is like a border. So you could do something like 5 pixels, and now all of a sudden you can just see how it's starting to look good. If you want this to be rounded, you could add a rounded corner border. It doesn't really matter. We'll just keep it straightforward early. Click into my stack. We're going to go add after. And here's where we're going to add navigation. By default, it'll preload in my pages that I have here. I kind of want to rearrange this store a little bit. So let's edit. And I want my shop to show up second, and I want my home to show up first. There. So home, contact, shop, and FAQ. Looks good. Let's move the contact to the end. Like so. Now you can have this set up to always just be displayed. So even on mobile, it's going to kind of look like an app. It's going to be easy to click your navigation, spacing, colors, everything else can be tweaked later. This is just the initial setup for the visuals. That is my header, but I can come in here and select this entire thing and say copy. Let's copy this entire stack. We're going to save that. And then we're going to come back and we're going to go into my footer, delete the current footer, and paste in the other one. But now I just want to kind of change it so that the logo's on the bottom, something like that. Easy to do just for the initial setup. To add a header and footer, come in and clean it up later. But now I have got that part done. So that would be called a template part. The header's done, the footer's done, and now I can reuse these for my template. So my patterns are set up. I can go into my template. Now I want to add a front page. Oh, I think I already started it because I clicked it. Yeah, here it is. We're going to skip. And we want my front page to showcase this header and footer. This is going to be called a template part. And I want to choose my header. And then below my header, add after, we're going to put the page content like so. And then after the page content, we're going to add the footer. Template part, choose my footer. Now, people complain about this. They say, oh, you have to customize everything. It's pretty easy here, guys. You can come in. Now my home page is set to show the header and the footer, and whatever I build on the page will go in between. Something to take note of, look at, there's lots that are already set up, like page full width, no title. It's going to have a header, a footer, and the content in between. So we could go back to my pages. My home page needs to be set down in the settings under reading. And we want my home page not to be a blog, but to actually display my home page. Okay, and that home page is going to look to the template. The template is then going to look to the page. We go over to my pages. You can see my home is set to my front page, but these other pages that I set up are still set to this template pages, and I want to change the template to this one, the page with no title. We do that for each of the pages. And just like that, it's done. Now you can go in and start adding content. You can start tweaking things. You can start adding pre-built templates. It's going to show you a quick example of that. Let's go to my home page. Let's edit my home page. You can't see the header or footer here, but because I set up that home page template, you can. I want to add a pre-built template. You could go in here to my patterns. Let's add a hero section that's built in. It doesn't matter what you use. Sure, let's use this one. Now you can come in, add things, take them away. You'll notice over here on the dots, I can select my hero section and I can select my properties on the right. And here's where I can add some simple contrast. So let's say I wanted the background to actually be one of my brand colors, and then we want to change the text over to represent that brand color, whether it's white, whether it's the accent color, it doesn't matter. It's easy to do. Oh, you want to get rid of one of these buttons because we want to maybe have just one CTA. There you go, like that. So this could be a CTA. This was obviously going to be your hook/headline. And you can now all of a sudden start to build with ease. You want to add an image. Let's add image advanced. That's green shift. Show you why you want to use it. We'll go to the media. We'll add one of these lighter logos because it's on a dark background. Going to change the image size to medium, something like that. Okay, and now you can go in, because it's the Green Shift plugin, you can go to advanced. You can select drag and drop which animation. Oh, let's just do a fade. And now when I load up this page, that one will fade like that. Okay, so easy. Now, if I save this and I preview it, you're going to see my header, my footer, and my content that I start to add. And then you can come in and tweak. You can see what it's going to look like. On mobile, it's automatically going to look good. And from there, you just start adding content to any of your pages. You can use built-in themed templates. You can add your own. I've got other videos where I showcase all of that. Now, in terms of what you want to have on your homepage, the main thing here is I've built a free resource for you. chloris.abgportal.net. I have a complete tutorial here for how to build a high converting landing page. I took Sabri Subi's system, I took his video, and I walk you through what you want to add. I've got an example. I've got all sorts of great content here on this page. You go to the ideal layout, and I show you what should be in each section for your perfect landing page: hero section, intrigue and problem identification, and you can start to map this over. So here I expand on what should go in the hero section. Oh, there's some simple branding, an audience call out, a hook or headline, a sub headline, and then a primary CTA. So you could use this free resource that I built to kind of help you build your layout. And you just simply, again, go back in here and you're adding blocks. This is full site editor. Yes, it takes a couple of steps to set up, but once it's set up, everything looks great. Everything's easy to use. It's fast and it's dirt cheap. That's it. That's all. Reach out if you have any questions. And remember, always be grinding.